I'm Tamara Caulder Richardson, and I'm your host and spiritual teacher. I'm a 6-time near-death experiencer, evidential medium, as well as a Christ channeler. And welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. I've been having a 7-part spiritual series on gaslighting. This is something I was told by Spirit to do because so many light workers are suffering with manipulation. And especially these gaslighters, some of them are very crafty. It's very hard to detect. So this is something I know a lot about. Not only did I have this all through my childhood, my stepdad was a master manipulator and gaslighter. He was very good at it. And then other family members began to learn from him. Not really a skill you want to pass down. But in life, whether you grew up around it, whether it's a parent, a sibling, it could be a husband or a wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, co-worker. They're out there. And if you've experienced it in the past, chances are you're going to experience it again. It's very important to know how to handle it. And once you see it, it's very hard to be at effect. So if you haven't seen, we've already had a few. We've done gaslighting one. I've done gaslighting 101 to 103. And today we're talking about gaslighting 104. And we will be learning today the 12 solutions for instant relief and reviving your life after being around the abuse of a gaslighter. So this is really great news. There is some relief and there are some solutions. If you haven't seen the first 3, please go back and see it. They're all short. All of these run a roughly 15 minutes. Spirit told me to make them packed full of information, but short. So please go back and don't miss those because they do have different information. I will do a slight review for those of you that don't know what gaslighting is. Gaslighting, well, a gaslighter is the person who does this type of thing, but gaslighting, which is, it is a type of mind control and psychological abuse and manipulation. And it's done in a way that undermines your reality. It makes you question your motives, your dreams, your memories. It makes you question your emotions. It really can be very dangerous. And over time is the best way this works. So the goal here is to invalidate the other person and make them doubt basically who they are as a person. This leads people to be very depressed, angry. They'll have moments of being angry and then sad and then crying. So that's kind of the definition of insanity, right? Because that's what it is. They're constantly chipping away. Gaslighting works best over time. It can be subtle and it cannot be subtle. What's the reason that it works so well is the gaslighter has to convince you that they love you, that they care about you, but in reality, they just care about themselves. And they would throw you under the bus in a minute. And that could be someone you're married to, or that could be a parent or a sibling, because most of them are psychopaths. Okay, so this is what I found to be true. This information should help and free you because they love to find people that are givers, that are light workers. So that's probably many of you watching. So this is why it's important for you to know so you can identify and move on. And just know that they are liars. They're liars. They're master manipulators. They exaggerate and they'll do anything to cover up what they're doing. And it's never them. And it's always you. And so this is, they try to separate your family from you too, if they can. So you don't have a support system, and they kind of they flush them out away from you. And some of these people can be charming. Some are, some aren't. And some are narcissists, and some are just obsessed with themselves in other ways. You know, it could be woe, poor me, but they could still be a hidden narcissist. They don't have to come across arrogant. So let's talk about solutions. The 12 solutions for instant relief and reviving your life. Okay, so when this starts happening, again, please see the ones before this. It'll explain more detail. So now you've identified, because the last one's how to identify who these people are. the gaslighters, I want you to trust your gut. Are you starting to feel guilty and unworthy for no reason? These are signs, okay? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel confused? Are you angry? Are you angry at yourself? Do you have low self-esteem? Do you feel worthless? This is generally not you, but this is something that's been manifested in you, brought about by the gaslighter, because they're undermining your basis of really who you are. And so they not only will choose you as a target, but they'll choose anyone else as a target. And who they choose as a target is anyone that's productive and doing great things in life. That they like to stop that because they don't want anybody to win. So they're damaged people, but don't feel too sorry for them because they are dangerous. So this is psychological abuse. So trust your gut is the first thing to knowing something is wrong. Second thing is listen for a shift in blame. They're never gonna, never. If you have the evidence, the folders, never they're gonna admit to doing anything. It's just gonna make them angry. So it's probably not a good idea to confront them. So you want to listen for the shift of blame in the way they talk to you, where they turn it around. It's your fault. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. I never went there. What are you talking about? So they always shift blame, which is one reason people always walk around feeling guilty or they did something wrong when actually they didn't. The third thing is, how do you identify the gaslighter? You want to identify who they are. Now, the last one goes into the last spiritual series on the last one we did on Gaslighting 103. Let's go in the second one too, a little bit more into identifying the gaslighter. But there can be more than one. There can be a main one, and then there can be like their sidekick. It can be more than one. So you want to be able to identify that. And generally, a gaslighter that surrounds a group or a family, don't be surprised if there's another one. There's usually the master one is usually very smooth, but they can influence people, and they can try to get people to come against you. That's one thing they can do, but it's usually very subtle. So once you identify who this is, that's been belittling you, that's been shifting blame, that's been undermining your reality, your emotions, your feelings, you're too sensitive. Once you identify who this person is, you want to get a plan, okay? Because now you know this person is dangerous. They don't really care about you. I'm just going to tell you, they don't care about you. They care about themselves and you not getting ahead. The goal is for you not to get ahead. So you need to have a plan. You need to, if possible, if you have a trusted ally, usually someone not connected to the gaslighter, right? So someone independent, someone that's your friend only or your ally, does not have a connection to the gaslighter, because the gaslighter can manipulate that person against you. But it's an independent person that you can talk to about the situation, and then that person can, with reason, start getting your self-confidence back and to verify to you that, no, this is not normal. So once you get someone that's an ally, then that person having another person's perspective can help make things seem a little bit more clear to you. It can give you a little bit more grounding to make you feel like you're not going crazy. And plus, you have an ally if the situation gets really bad and you ever feel fearful, because this can escalate into more. Well, if you are disobedient to the gaslighter, it can get really dangerous. So you want to be able to have an ally and a way out. The next thing is, once you identify who that is, the best thing with these people is creating distance. That is the best way. Because remember when I said if you confront them, well, I was here and so, and here's the pictures. It doesn't matter what you got. They are not interested in coming forth and telling the truth because they're liars. And they are not going to admit to anything. It's just going to make them angry. Okay, so, and then it's going to cause you a lot of emotional grief. So the best thing is to create distance. So by creating distance, that literally means physically having distance from them. And now there can be If you work with someone, you can create distance in the office. You can be busy. If it's someone that's in your family, you can you can create distance. You don't have to see them all the time. So, and along with this, leaving the situation, you can also try, if you have to be around, like in a job, you can try breathing or grounding exercises to help and just be cognizant of that person. Also, energetically, what I do is I put like this white light. You can do a God bubble. You can do a God clear big tube and put white divine light. You can stick some angels in there, and just to kind of keep you in that safe space. But it really helps when you're aware of what's going on. The next thing is, with the distance, it kind of goes hand in hand, is to create boundaries. If you can't just get rid of this person, like if you work with them, if they're a family member, and at some point in time, even if it's once a year, you have to see them because of the other family members and it would create too much disturbance, then you have to set boundaries. Now, you don't need to tell other people these boundaries. This could be boundaries for you. It could be for you and your spouse, but it's a boundary. And so it can be a way when you have these boundaries, you can't make demands of the gaslighter. That just doesn't work. It's just will really backfire on you. So, because they're not going to admit to anything anyway. They're going to be in a state of denial. Instead, you can delay conversations. If you're talking to someone who's a gaslighter, say, "Oh, I can only talk a few minutes. You know, I have to get back to cooking dinner. I just want to check in with you," and then talk for a minute. And right when they go on, they say, "Oh, it's so great talking. I have to go now. I'm so sorry." Or one of the things that I do when I have family get-togethers, I bring my husband along, and they won't start things. And I don't want to say which one is my gaslighter or who they are, but sometimes a gaslighter will make others kind of jump into the action too. I hate these low-tone games, but with him along, we have a plan. We'll either have an activity like at a restaurant because it's busy, right? I didn't hear you. What? You're busy, right? It's loud. Definitely a loud place is good. And then sometimes the movies, you don't even get to talk to them if they're in the movies, and you have a set time. Now, I noticed that, and I'll just tell you with my situation, that there's one particular gaslighter, but when another one is around, they become a gaslighter. So what does that mean? I try not to put them together. Okay? So I'm just telling you, this is tricky. So you get your boundaries and you got a plan, you get a little distance, and you get your boundaries. The next one, number 7, is bring a witness. So we have, just as a review, number 1, trust your gut. Number 2, listen for a shift in blame. 3, identify the gaslighter or gaslighters. It could be more than one. Get a plan, meaning you know what's going on at this point. So get a plan. Just don't be that available to them. Create distance. Number 5. Number 6, set boundaries. Number 7, bring a witness, meaning have someone sane with you to be with you in case you need to make a quick exit, which is my husband. He's fine with that. And they want to appear everything's cool when he's around, so they don't really start anything. So you want someone that cannot be persuaded by the gaslighter that's there. So basically someone who doesn't know them. And then, because on some level a gaslighter knows the behavior. So if they didn't, they wouldn't stop it around certain people. Number 8, you can always change the subject with a gaslighter because they love talking about themselves. You can, if they start coming after you, right, and you're the target, and you can say, "Oh, here they're moving in," you could switch it to them. They love talking about themselves. "Oh, enough about me. What about you?" They love talking about themselves. That gives you quick relief. It does work. Unfortunately, most people, when they see who the gaslighter is, they don't really like them anymore. So really don't want to talk about them, but it does work. So it's something, remember, it's just a tool in your toolbox. Number 9, pick you and your health. These gaslighters will wear you down so heavily that will affect your health. It'll affect your mental state. You'll have anxiety, stress. God knows we could list all these things that could come with it. So the bottom line is, over time, being worn down, it will affect your health, and it will affect your mental state to the point you feel like you are going crazy. So choose to pick you. Pick number 9. Pick you and your health. Gaslighters are known to wear their victims down to the point in their failure in their mental and physical health. So it's almost like in the wild. It's almost like a badger playing with a little field mice, wearing it down until it gets exhausted, and then it goes in and it takes it out, kills it, whatever. So it is wearing you down. You are to a gaslighter. You would be a victim. I would be a victim. That's, and some can be very crafty. Some are more transparent. And so number 10, limit your contact. That's back to getting your plan. Limit your contact. So if you have to see them, make excuses. Don't see them all the time, because it's going to affect your mental health. Plan to see them with your boundaries. Get a little plan. You're in a hurry. You can't stay long. You brought someone along. They may even say, why'd you bring them? Doesn't really matter. And so and they'll try to snow the person you're with. So you have to kind of feel the person you're with. I need you as my backup. Always have a plan, and make sure that you leave in a timely manner. So you don't want to give them too long to start coming after you. The other thing is we talk about, setting boundaries, distance, having someone with you, changing the subject. But you can also, besides just limiting contact, you can decide, I'm done with this. You can actually end all contact. That is an option available to you, and it's up to you what you want to do about that. You could literally move to another city, another location, depending how bad the abuse is. You sure could. You could move to another location, which would help tremendously because you're not close by. If someone's at your work, you could change your job. It depends on the how bad the abuse is, and if you don't feel like there's methods that can control that. If you're on social media and you're getting gaslighting abuse, oh yeah, let's talk about that. You need to unfriend them immediately. You don't owe an explanation. You don't owe them anything. If I even get a troll on this channel, they'll go blah, blah, blah about me or my guest, gone. It's negative. If it's nothing positive and constructive, they're gone. And so same thing, you need to protect your energy and be around positive people. And if someone's really negative, you just need to handle that. And so remove them from your contact. And for the phone, if it upsets you to see it, don't see it then. And if need be, you can change your phone number or your physical address. I've had to change my phone number before. So these are a little bit more, advanced if you have to do that, but some of you may have to do that. Most of the time you can put in boundaries and just you being aware it's going to make a difference, because they're not going to have as much effect. They'll still have some, but they're not going to have as much effect because you know what's going on. And long as you don't forget, because then they'll try to win you back and tell you how great they are, and they'll notice you pulling away. And if you don't get sucked back into it and see what they are, you'll be able to keep a healthy distance. So the other would be, and this is something spiritual, number 12 would be, you can break your spiritual contract. There's certain people in this world we come in with. We make an agreement. And they're usually family. Sometimes they're friends. But we make an agreement. You can say, look, in the Ethernet, in meditation, in prayer, whatever, you can say, look, whoever the person's name is, we tried. We are not good for one another. We have a toxic relationship. I am ending my contract with you, and you no longer have to serve my contract. Now, you can visualize a piece of paper, it burning like a match, it burning, or you can visualize tearing up a contract, and throwing it away and then burning it. No, I don't know. It's got to like a lot, but whatever you got to do. And so you can also do that. Trust me, in the energetic world, they will feel that, but it depends how extensive the gaslighting is and how long it's gone on and so forth. It's hard to do with someone if it's like a parent. It's a little difficult. And, I know that in a lot of in this Western world, we're talking about forgiveness and love. And I understand these things. But if it's continual and ongoing, you're going to have to be forgiving every second. This is like an ongoing beatdown, At some point, this is just abuse. And you have to decide, do you love yourself more, or are you going to be abused? And so this is your choice that you have to make. I do think that you are going to make the right decision. And being a light worker, it's very hard to do work for others and really get back to this community if you are beat down and depressed and feel belittled and so forth. We need you whole. We need you happy. I need help in this world. I need you. And so, it's up to you to handle that, because even people that love you, that are close to you, they don't know everything that's going on. They don't know what people say to you. So you need to be your own best friend and be able to stand up and look at this and just see it for what it is. That's all it is. There is a solution in this, and you will be stronger by it. So make sure that you watch next time when we talk about, that will be Gaslighting 105, and I'll discuss the 7 recovery tips for healing from mental abuse, because some people are left really shell-shocked and damaged, and so there has to be a way of recovering from this. And then after this, we have even more recovery on how to, in Gaslighting 106 and 107, how to redefine unpleasant memories and how to truly be happy. So once we handled the threat, now we're traumatized. We got to handle all the trauma we just went through. So there's answers in all of this. I'm very excited to be able to present this to you and for you to be able to use this in your life. If you feel like that you know a friend that could really use this information, please share it with them. Share it with them, and also subscribe. Click that little bell. That way you make sure you get all the episodes. And I also have Tea with Tamara on Tuesdays, which you can see my schedule, where we have spiritual chats about certain topics. And also I have a guest most every week, which is on Thursdays at 5. And they could be near-death experiencers, UFO experiencers, Bigfoot experiencers, fairy or mermaid experiencers. Who knows? So you'll have to join us and see. Thank you so much for watching. And please keep watching, like, and make comments. And consider being a member. I love to see you every month with our love leaders, where we meet once a month and we have a spiritual, intuitive life coaching session. So look, much love to you all, and see you soon. Much love. Bye. Please subscribe, like, and make comments. And support this channel by becoming a member. Thank you for your continued support.